The first exercise we're going to do is a tricep pusher, keeping those elbows nice and tight to the body, core nice and tight, and then I'm just going to add a couple of heel lifts to get that glute involved, get that butt involved. Remember, keep those elbows nice and tight, almost grazing your sides, and then also keep those heels pointing out and those legs tight. You can do this from your knees. But remember to kick out through those heels so you get a nice little contraction through your glute and get to work there. And if you want to get some extra push-ups in, just give me one heel lift between each push-up if you want to work that upper body just a little bit more. Now, I want this to be a really tough minute. What I mean by that is when the count is at 45 seconds, I want you to describe the level of intensity as very, very difficult, almost reaching failure. You may reach a point of failure and that is fine. Just take a deep breath and get right back into it. And remember, you can always take an option. Go to your knees, take some tension off, but you want to push your limit each minute we work out. Core nice and tight. Keep those quads nice and tight. Janelle's taking the option. Go from the push-up from the knees. Keep that core extra tight. So I'm going to start from down dog, and then I'm just going to sink down into a little push-up, and as I do so I'm bringing my knee all the way towards my forehead, and I just curl in at the last moment before kicking back and stretching back. I want my core to really burn. You can just add those knees if you don't feel safe adding that push-up, or just in a short little push-up. You're in control of the range of motion. You are in control of the intensity. We want to get some work through our shoulders. Our core's nice and tight. You can always take a rest on your knees. We want a nice burn through your shoulders, your arms, and your core. Here, I'm thinking about when I'm pushing back into my heels, I'm trying to flatten out my back. So I really love this down dog pose to just really stretch out that upper back, flattening out that back. Still in down dog. I'm just going to rock out into a push-up position. You're going to give me one push-up, slowly lower down. You're going to come up into up dog, and then your abs tighten. Tuck your toes back into downwards dog. Now, you can always go to your knees during the push-up. Take that option. You can give me a little cobra instead of full down dog. Or, if you want a little bit more intensity, after you come down for that push-up, you are gonna slowly lower down, but keep your legs off the ground, keep your thighs off the ground as you come up into up dog. Just add a little bit more intensity to your core, but remember, tighten that core before you bring that butt back. I'm pushing evenly into the palms of my hands. When I roll over my shoulders, right over my wrists. And when I reach up here, I'm really reaching through the center of my heart. I'm getting a great stretch through the upper back, and then I tighten those abs up, really squeezing together as I lift my butt back up, nice and in control with that push-up. Tucking those toes, raising that butt. My core is at its tightest when I'm coming back from that cobra. Sliding forward, everything nice and in control, nice and smooth. Abs tight, rocking back. I'm going to do some work on those thighs when you come up into crescent, like a lunge position. You're going to raise up those arms. Imagine that you're holding a big beach ball and then you're squeezing into that beach ball. So we're going to keep those shoulders really active, lifting, core nice and tight, pelvis tucked in. You're in a nice lunge position. Keeping that big back leg tight, that front quad. I want to make it really hot, warm. Muscle, get that muscle burning, and also your shoulders. I want those shoulders to get a nice stinging burn, making them stronger. We like the burn. Everything's active. Your core, you're imagining, is nicely supporting all around that spine. Big deep breaths. Lifting, pulsing. There it is. Let's do that other side. I'm careful here that I'm right on the ball of my back foot, so my knee is safe. My foot is pointing in the same direction as my knee. There's no torque involved. We want to take care of our knees. We want to be a little bit paranoid of our knees. Keep those shoulders active. Go, pulse it. Breathe when you feel that burn. Just take a breath and keep moving. Do a little Hindu push-up. This is what I call these little push-ups where you're just sliding your head in the same direction as your hand, getting some good work in those shoulders. And then I'm going to give it a little heel lift again. If you can't, you don't feel safe, dropping down into those shoulders, you can just work some heel lifts. Okay, now we're going to work a little bit of a chair pose. I'm going to keep my thighs nice and close together. I'm going to drop my butt back, tilt my pelvis, and I'm also going to keep those shoulders active again, just like what our little crescent lunge pulses. Here, I'm going to keep those arms active. That's right, Tim, very active arms. But I also want a little calf raise in there, so your weight starts. So I'm pushing my butt back, weights in my quads. But also during it, I want those heels coming up and down, lifting onto the ball of my feet, so my calves get a great workout, as well as my quads. My core's nice and tight, my shoulders are active, the whole body is involved again. Remember, shoulders are a stingy muscle group. So when you get that burn, when you get that sting, I just want you to challenge yourself, challenge your pain barrier just a little bit. Take a deep breath. Lift, lift, lift. Stay as low as you can, but nice and in control. Now if the calf raises too much, your option is just to stay on your heels, work that chair and work those arms. If you ever feel like you're out of control, you come up, have a deep breath, and then get back to work. You can handle 1 minute of pain.
I love this exercise for my glute, like for my core, my lower back and my shoulder. I'm reaching out nice and long with those arms, and I want you to try and make little circles. Now don't worry if you feel a little bit uncoordinated, you can just pulse it upwards, but I'd like you to challenge yourself and try and make little circles with that front arm and little circles with that back leg. Now you can either point that toe or flex that foot, but I want you to keep your leg tight the whole time so that quad is working. You're reaching out through that toe or flexing that foot, the whole leg is tight, and as you lift it up or do a little circle, you're going to feel that glute get a nice burn, so your upper back is going to burn in your shoulder, and just holding that arm out there is good work for your arm and core as well. So reach out through that front arm and kick that foot back, and you can pulse up, pulse up, pulse up, or make little circles there. I want all that shoulder and arm to get a really nice burn, and also that glute to be burning as well. And your abs are nice and tight. Remember to keep those hips square. What I mean by that is I don't want you to rock up to one side. Yeah, keep that chest flat over the ground, those hips square over the ground. Don't want you leaning too much onto that supporting leg, really concentrating on working that glute and that shoulder. You're going to set up a crescent for me, and we're going to do little butt burners, but at the same time I want you to add some little arm haulers so we can just work that upper back. So you're going to squeeze those elbows in together, those shoulder blades in together, like you're trying to crush something between your shoulder blades, and at the same time you're resting on that front leg. That front leg is doing most of the work. Try and keep that front leg locked so you get a nice isometric burn. Isometric, all you're doing is holding that muscle in a state of contraction, not moving, isolating it. Boom, boom, boom. I want that front leg to burn. Stay nice and low. You can challenge yourself with how low you can go, how still you can stay. Moving around a little bit here. Remember, we want to work the upper back at the same time, continuing to squeeze, squeeze, squeeze that back together. Try and keep it as still as possible, holding that muscle contracted and tight in one position, as low as possible, challenging yourself. At the same time you're squeezing that back and reaching out and pulling back those elbows together. Squeeze that upper back, work it, work it, work it. Breathe and work. When you're facing that pain barrier, just take a breath and keep working, breathe through it. Step by step getting stronger, step by step taking on more challenges. Now you're going to go from a plank to a little frog. So I'm going to bring up my feet right up to my knees. I'm going to bring my feet right up to my hands. My core's nice and tight, tummy's nice and tight. You can also walk this in as well, just stepping it in. If it's too much impact or takes too much control to jump it in, just walk it out and walk it back. You want to keep our cores really tight. Taking big deep breaths, and we want to bring our cardio up here too. Alright, let's set it up, let's knock it down. Let's get our heart rates right up there now. Keeping my core nice and tight, not putting any pressure on my knees. I'm going to bring those heels close as possible up to those hands. Boom, boom, boom. Nice big breaths, in control. Working, 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 working. Big deep breaths. Side planks with a little hip dip and a little thigh lift there. You can always do this on one knee, keeping that core nice and tight. You want to feel your obliques as well as you lift up. Nothing like a little bit of dog love. Dog love? What the hell am I talking about? Alright, let's get to work. I drop that hip and then I work that thigh. The whole time, and don't push your butt back. Stack those hips. You could fit in between two little walls. Imagine that you're stuck in between two little walls. Your butt can't go too far back, it'll hit the wall. Stay nice and aligned, reaching that hip nice and high, and then working that thigh. Great job. And on the other side, dipping, lifting, dipping, lifting. Again, you're in control of the intensity here. You can go a lot faster than me, or you can take it a little bit slower than me, whatever works for you at your level. As long as you're getting that great burn of challenging yourself. Every workout, try and be a little bit of a hero. And what I mean by that is just to really dig deep down and be brave enough to push yourself just past that pain barrier. Challenge your limits. Challenge what you're capable of. A few more. Good. Lifting nice and high. Now it's getting tough. Big high ones. You got it.